You'll know, of course, about the claims and the corruption that we have seen being detailed extensively, although no one yet convicted for what happened there. Money flowed into the bank from councils and then flowed out, payments made to various people. The bank eventually collapsed. Let's speak now to the political analyst, Levy Ndou. Mr. Ndou, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. This case has huge implications. My understanding of the train of events was that essentially ANC-governed councils in Limpopo, I think one or two in Gauteng, started to deposit money with VBS Bank, and that money then ended up going to executives and in some cases to people who belong to the ANC.
Indeed. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers at home. This is one of the cases that has drawn a lot of interest, especially to the vulnerable and the poor people of the Limpopo province. And I think each day when they woke up, they would actually be asking questions, what then is actually happening with this case? And I think also, you know, when now you've got this kind of a breakthrough, obviously what is in the minds of a lot of people is to say, who are these people who actually took money from the poor and the vulnerable, and what then is supposed to be the next step? I would have expected, you know, the ANC as the governing party to have actually taken a lead in terms of making their own investigation as a party, and then start by exposing those people and action, and then take action as the party before the matter has to go to the court. But unfortunately, you know, in South African politics, politicians will always find a way of delaying justice, and that has got very serious negative implications on their following.
It would seem to me that the obvious place to start, well, I mean, there are many places to start. It's a big story, it's a big issue, but why did ANC-governed councils put their money into VBS when they hadn't done that in the past, and in contravention of a Treasury circular? That's probably the place to start. As far as I know, none of those people have been put under oath or in a public space and asked, why did they do that? The question, the answer, surely will tell us everything.
Well, you know, when I followed the story earlier, there seemed to be a perception from some to say that they did not know that what they were doing was wrong. But also at the same time, there are those people that have been put to book, and there are cases that are actually taking place elsewhere. But you see, the frustrating part about this whole situation is that you have people that are implicated who always appear in the public space to say, we are very clean, our hands are clean, and nothing has actually happened. And obviously, people that are in that position would not provide information that is necessary for successful prosecution. But what I actually expected as well, and which is what everybody else expected, was for the ANC to move faster than everybody and make sure that those people that are implicated in this saga are actually brought to book. Look here, there is a talk in the political circles and in South Africa in general that says that there is a lot of corruption that is happening. And you would expect a government that is serious about corruption to lead in terms of ensuring that those that are implicated in corrupt activities are not occupying strategic positions in the party. And unfortunately, what we have today in the ANC, in Limpopo and other areas, the very same people that are implicated in this kind of situations still occupy positions and very strategic positions within the party. And the direction of the party in terms of acting against those people is actually very slow and indeed frustrating to ordinary citizens and mainly those that have been affected.
Well, Mr. Ndou, there's been resolution after resolution, after decision at conference, after decision at National General Council of the ANC that people who are accused of things shouldn't be standing for public office or should be removed or should stand down. from what I can see, those resolutions have simply never been implemented. Essentially, it would seem, apart from John Block, who only stood down after being convicted of corruption, people who are accused of corruption, Bongani Bongo is a good example, don't stand down at all.
This would talk to the will of the ANC to deal with corrupt elements within its ranks. And it is clear that when it comes to corrupt individuals within the party, the ANC seems to be very slow in dealing with those. And remember, there has been a huge outcry when the ANC had to deal with its list of members that must go to parliament. There is always an outcry when the ANC has to compile its list to go to the provincial and local government. And this talks to the rot within the party. And until we have the political will from ordinary members of the ANC to say, enough is enough, we're actually going to see the continuation of corruption happening within the party and within the state, and nothing is actually going to happen. Numbers don't lie. You have a lot of people that are implicated in corrupt activities, and the ANC has a very good strategy of protecting those corrupt elements within its ranks.
Levy Ndou, do appreciate the time. Thank you, political analyst.